Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And
Mm,
we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada, talking about bringing those profits in daily. So, guys, sit back, relax, get your pen and paper because you know you're going to need this information to improve your business or even your lifestyle. With that, we're getting started, and we have been talking about setting goals. And now here we are with part two. Coach,
yes.
what you got for us today?
So last week we talked about creating the goals, like learning how to create the goals, how to create a goal, what kind, and what is important to you. This week we're doing 3 steps to create the goals, which means you find. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how, right? Find
Mhm.
something exciting to set
Oh,
as a goal. Find something exciting to set as a goal. It don't have to be my jump up and down excitement. It just have to be something you're excited about. I find excitement breeds this continuality that you want to do, no matter how short a piece of time. And so you want to find something excited. Inside that excitement, there's so many chunks of it that we can, dissect and be excited at each intervals because it's hard as humans to stay excited for a long period of time. And
mhm.
you just get bogged down with it. I know I'm a little extra with the excitement part, but but I understand over time and realize because I got 3 kids, guys, and 2 of my children are non-excitable people. It's just me, and my daughter. But every now and then they get excited.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I get that. I get that, right? So I want you to know I understand. And step 2 is write everything down. And I could do that in a whole section by itself.
Mm.
I was even thinking about that. And now step 3 is charts for work, study flow, and that sort of thing. And so I'm giving you all 3 of them. But I think today, the more I look at it, the more I see my notes I have here. I'm probably going to only talk about the exciting part today. And the
Oh,
next 2 weeks, I think I'm going to talk about the rest because it's such a big part. Like each section is
mhm.
big in itself and not big to frighten you, but big so you can understand and digest and develop each
Ah,
section.
wow.
It is when you start seeing your life in an exciting view, rare view, you live differently. You really live differently. You take on projects that you would have doubted you maybe even a month ago that you could do. You know,
Mm.
you see things in a different light. And let me say right away, some projects you don't have to do everything. You might need somebody to do some of the thing, but just to be excited. I'm going to give you a little tidbit before I go any further. Our deck outside were old and collaborated, and we know we wanted to redo it. We didn't find the right people right away. And
Uh-huh.
instead of just waiting until it got done, I went ahead and my husband had some old gray paint and I painted the heck out of it, fixed up the stuff, and got him paint. He said, "Karen, why you make me do this stuff?" And got him painting the rails white. And then I paint a picture on the fence. And I was all excited for that season. And I
Mhm.
tell you what, just the excitement for that season, by the next season come around, we got 3 people. The guy we find somebody we loved that did good work, but he was so booked up. We knew
Ah,
we had to wait for the next season. And he's like, "Should we find somebody else?" I'm like, "No, if you like the guys, we're waiting for the guys." And the next season, we were the first place that they pop in.
oh,
Got
nice.
top of the list because we waited. And I
Mhm.
tell everybody in the neighborhood just love how well the fence come out. There, everybody pause every summer. Been now 3 years, and people still pop and say, "This is like such a nice deck, and it's a front deck. It was well built, and we
Oh,
waited the tune of time." And we got stonework, same thing. Right after
mm.
that was done, we get the stonework in place, and again, we waited for the right people to come lay it. These are really good people, meaning they do really good work. And so you got to wait for the people you want. A friend of mine asked me the other day, and I said to her, "Let me get the number." And when my husband said, "Karen, they're not even taking on any clients this year. They are booked for this year and next year. Nobody can get on the list." There's
Mm.
a lot of people working, but it's really true people who believe in the craft. So when they come, they do a good job. They don't waste no time. They get your work done, and they're not giggling about. And there is the guarantee that if anything, they'll come back and check it. They know would swell and release, true to their word. They came back and checked to make sure that's not happening and tell us what to do if that happened. So they really care about what they do. And I'm saying all this to say, guys, when you're excited about work, you care. You're not worried that people sending back anything to you, because most of your stuff is not going to come back. 98%, 90 to 98% of your stuff, nobody's going to send it back. Maybe a 2 or 5% might come back. When you're excited about the work you're doing, when you're excited about the life you're living, you're not worried anymore. I used to tell my employees, I said, when you go to clean somebody's house, you're not cleaning for narco cleaning services. You're cleaning because God is watching. So whether I'm there or the people are not at home, what would
Exactly.
like everything from hygiene, I used to have them take a class with me from hygiene right back. And I've heard people say it's not embarrassing, it's me getting to know you, so when my client report anything back, I could stand beside you and say, no, not my worker, no, she wouldn't do that. Like, we've got these conversations. If you're a smoker, I can't tell you not to smoke, but you can't smoke when you go to work. If they find one cigarette butt, you're going to get right up, period. You don't do that in people. You can't smoke in the car because the smell is going to travel into the car. Like, you have to have these conversations. I don't care if you got a lunch break. You're going to have to not smoke. On this job, the transference is real. And we don't want
it really is, especially if you are someone who used to smoke.
You know right away. And people are not shy in reporting to me, because almost all of my clients that I've ever had, it's not only people come and clean. There's a relationship that was built in. They can call and talk to me. It's not, Caren, the girls didn't do this. No, Caren, the girls didn't get this done. I'm really sad, because I know that's not how you are. I know that's how you run the ship. We'll have this conversation. When one of my big clients left me, because they went in-house, it was this sadness for the general manager, the woman that took over. They were more sad when we let go. They're like apologizing for letting my service go. I said, I get it. So the new company buy over the business owners buy over the company. That's not what they want to do, and that's okay. But they were talking to me as people, talking to my workers. I know you're gonna be out of a job. We're so sorry. Like, they really felt for us that the contract was up. And that's what we want to develop with people. So when you start in a business, no matter what it is, I coach people. And I coach people. Sometimes they leave and they come back. Sometimes they leave and we're just talking, or they buy a course or something from me, right? Because we've developed this friendship. Yeah, it's not a kind of friendship like just my friends, but it's more of a business friendship. And that's okay. If you're selling clothes and you want to fit people well, don't get irritated when you know in your heart it wasn't done well. Like, be honest and be good about it. Why am I talking all about this, about excitement? Because when you're excited for your business, the way you treat you and the way you treat your business, everybody feels it. Everybody want to be part of it. You ever watch whether it's online TV or anything, there's something going on and everybody want to be a part of it. It starts from the owner. The person who started this journey is excited about what they're doing. I had a friend used to carve, and he would get so excited with a piece of wood. I used to say, Rod, what is wrong with you? I'm like, why are you so excited about a piece of wood? He said, it's what I'm going to do with the wood, Caren. It's what I'm going to do with the wood. It's exciting me. And, we had this system where trees would cut down every so often. He wouldn't cut down a tree, but he believed in the fallen trees. That's the kind of wood he worked with. And so he had people that would scour our area for when trees are falling and people don't want him. Those are the woods he would buy, because he didn't want to cut down trees to be a carver. So he was very conscious of the environment and stuff. And so over time, people would just say, my tree fall, Rod, you want to send the boys to get it. And he would say, how much you want for the tree? And most people say, just take the tree out of my yard.
Yes, just remove it.
So he got a lot of free trees, But in the same token, if he did a bunch of carving, he would do something for those people and carry it as a gift and say, I thought of you, thanks for the tree, here you go. Or he might order something from my company at the time and we'll make up a basket and he'll drop it off. He was just always, so could you imagine all the time people will bring him trees, like every so often he'll buy, but most times he got free trees. Next thing he did, he was so excited he would get the kids in the neighborhood, and just to give them a pocket change, he'd have them come work for him to do the rough sanding before he get down to the nitty gritty that he would. He had a few kids who understand the job and they'll come and do the fine sanding, but that part he rarely had. You have to be really technical because he really carved real small things and big things.
Okay.
And he was in the National Museum. He sent things to the States, Canada, England. He was a really fantastic artist. And he was excited. I'll tell you also about excitement. When he's having a day when he's not feeling it, he'll say, I'm not working for the next couple of days. And he would just take that time to recoup, to just have fun. We'll just hang out. We go watch his exhibit at the museum. Sometimes there's a show happening, and we'll just go and stand back. And I used to admire him. Like, he'd be there and you wouldn't know he's the carver. He'll just listen to people conversation. And he'll take it, not taking it as criticism, but taking it as, what can I do better? How can I make this show better? And literally just come back to work once he's refreshed. You've given yourself permission to be excited about the goals you're planning so that you can work in the goals once you have set them up. Because this is the key here. Most of us will set up a goal, but to get the work done within the goal lies the problem. Taking action.
Yes.
It feels tedious and it feels hard.
It can.
And it feels, it is, and it's not really. That's why I was getting there. You're totally right, Terry. It can, but it's not. You're totally right. It can, but it's not. Because every single person that you see doing an easy job, it felt hard when they started. I just want you to know, and I'm going to repeat it. Every person that you see doing an easy job, it felt hard in the beginning. It only looks like that. My friend Rod was a carver. He died now, God rest his soul. And he was in university and they kicked him out for political reasons because he was also that kind of a guy. And he said, Caren, I went home crying to my mom. And she said to me, are you an artist? He says, yes, mom. She said, then go be an artist. University don't dictate whether you're an artist or not. You're going there for recognition. But I've recognized you. God has recognized you because he's given it to you. Now go do some work.
That is a wonderful mom.
Right?
He's blessed with a woman with wisdom.
She said, get back to work and do it. Do it for you. And then do it for the people who's going to enjoy it. And he says, Caren, when I first started sketching, even in class, I would tell my professor, I said, that's not what I want to do. I want to carve something. And he would say, listen, this is not the class you're in. This is not where you're getting your degree in. We're not doing that yet. You get to specialize later. But right now, this is what has to happen. And he said, like, he can literally see the things that he's going to do. And he would tell the professor, and he says, you're not there yet. But he was there. He'd just been there, but they couldn't understand he was there at such a young age. Yes. And he just kept doing it. And of course, once you're doing, this is the other thing about setting goals, guy. Once you set up your goals and you know what you're going to do, whether you believe or not, God sent and allow it to be possible with the people who will interact with you.
Yes.
God allow it and make it possible. And things come. People talk about making money out of thin air because I talk about it. He just allowed that to take place. And you can't put your hand on it. You can't figure out how come you got from A to C. Like what happened in between there. You can't explain it. It just did. Now later on, he gives you little bits where you can talk about it. But in that sense, you can't explain it. But you got to actually do it. So you set out to go, right? You set out to go. You find something exciting and you set out to go. The thing is, you got to operate right away. And let me tell you, that thing that you set out, 1 to 2 things, 5 to 7 things, don't go any further. 7 is like a magic number. Don't go any further because it gets too cumbersome. It's too much to do. And then you don't do anything.
Okay. So what is the magic number? 7?
Magic is 7 is max. 7 is max. I do like max. I like people between 3 and 5 because if you got 3 things, you're probably doing about 15 things. One going to be turned into 5. So you're doing about 15. And if you got 5, you're doing about 25. So if you got 7, you're at 35.
Would you talk about steps? Because usually what we write down requires additional steps.
Exactly. And we fool ourselves.
I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, and we fool ourselves. So if you're excited about building something, let's say you're a DIYer, or let's say you're building out a course. You know, because I was talking about the physical thing. Let's talk about service based. Let's talk about something where it's not tangible. That one is harder because all our lives, all people have done something textile. And that thing makes the service part of things a little hard, whether you
Mhm.
understand it or not. It just makes you feel. So the people that make courses push through that feeling. That's why they're making courses or program. There's a feeling that happens.
Yeah.
And if whether you recognize it or not, it sits there, it
Mhm.
chokes you, right? So if you're going to
Mhm.
write a course, a simple course, let's say I'm looking around here, I'm writing a course, how to design my office space.
Okay.
I sit down with this course and I want people to design their office spaces, not like mine, but I want to talk about color of the wall,
Mhm.
lighting, flooring, furniture, um, things that I'm going to put on the wall, whether it's wallpaper or paint. I want to talk about textures. There's a
Mhm.
bunch of things I want to talk to them about. So I might write down all the materials like a recipe, and then I'm going to write down how they'll go about it, and then give them room for flexibility depending on who they are as an individual.
Okay.
And then I might write down a time. I want them to do a timeline, and then I want to tell them how to do the individual things, whether they're getting help or not. So
Mm.
I'm building this stuff. At somewhere in between there, the parts that is not important to me, like I talk about, or that I am not think my excitement might come down and I might feel stumped and I want to do it because if I love painting walls, I probably go on and on about the walls without realizing, right? Or the flooring or something that excites me the most.
Uh-huh.
But my job is to get them excited in all areas, regardless of how I feel. So that's why I come back to the flexibility, taking that time to rest, right? So when you're resting, you can come back
Oh.
fresh again. And you said, we're looking at lighting. Are you going to do filming in this room? Or are you going to do lives in this room? Or is this room is just going to be set up for typing and getting things done? Are you going to be sewing? Are you whatever you're doing in the office
What is
area?
the
What are you
purpose
doing
of the
in there?
room? Uh-huh.
Yes, so that I can have zones set up for you and tell you how to set up your zone. Like all of this would be in the course that I'm offering. And when you're going to sell this course, you're going to be excited about it. You don't have to build out the whole thing. They got to give people a framework of what they're going to be expecting from you, what you're going to give them, how often you're going to meet and talk to them, if you're going to talk to them, or is it just going to be videos and things for them to read? Who's your audience? Is that your audience? Is that how your audience love to receive information before you just do everything? You got to know that. But in the planning, in this goal setting area, is where you're
Uh-huh.
finding out all that stuff. So you're excited, you have the idea, you're running with it, you're getting things set up, and you're talking to people. Because remember, part one, when you set up the business, you're looking at your social media, you're looking at all that stuff. When you're in that planning phrase, in that phrase, you get to talk to people in your social media. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever your thing is, because I can't touch on everything, but whatever your thing is, that's
Mhm.
what you're doing. That's how you're helping the people that you're going to serve. The you
Okay.
know the first set of people I help in coaching, I'm serving them because there was a divorcee, and although I didn't start off excited, I excited when I saw the results. Let me just not be honest with you. I'm helping her stay in the space she's living in because she was just about to be evicted. So
Mm.
I use my skills to help her stay stationary and help her create income enough to live off of, and then enough to have a little bit of savings. That's always my goal with people. Even if somebody hire me just to make enough money, I tend to want them to make a little more than they anticipated
Yes.
because I want them to have, this little cushion
Yes.
that sits with them so that they can feel it makes you feel a little good to have a little bit of
It
cushion.
does. It helps you relax. It
Yes.
takes the stress out of things. And
Yes.
stress can cause, illness.
Yeah. I call it financial fatigue. I was telling somebody you can have financial fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And even though sometimes it's something we give to ourselves without realizing it, I remember telling this friend came to me. She says, "Caren, I finished paying off for my car," and I said, so what are you going to do now? She goes, well, I'm like, no, I want you to take that money and I want you to invest it. I want you to behave as though you're still paying for the car. And she says, well, you mean that's a stress off of me? Why would I do that to myself? Like, come on. I was like, no, at some point, the car is going to go. You're going to have to buy another car. That's what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing. For the next 3 to 4 years, we're putting aside the same dollar amount.
Mm-hmm.
And, initially, And then I need to find some way to invest the money. It has to grow. We got to do something with that 475 that you were paid. You got so comfortable that you're not even trying to make any more money besides just enough to pay for the car, pay for the insurance, and pay the house bills. We got to get you moving from there so you could pay something else for
Uh-huh.
yourself, pay into yourself, making a lot of bit money. So when you're doing all those planning and all, when you set those goals in there, we should be talking, what are you excited about? You're excited about making more money. You're excited about being stabilized, to be consistent. You're excited about receiving big numbers, especially if numbers make you freak out. If you hear that you can make, let's say you make 5,000 a month right now, but you have an opportunity to make 10 and you're freaking out about it, let me just explain, you're going to sabotage yourself royally. That's a fact. Let's keep it short. When it first happened, and it happens, and it disappeared, that's okay. You're not going to make it happen time 2, time 3. We're going to stop because we set that in place. I am worthy of $10,000 a month. Maybe you don't have to tell anybody, but you got to tell you. You got to tell you so that you can receive it and accept it and have it. You're worthy of traveling luxuriously, and you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain that you took business class or first class and everybody else in the group went to economy. You're not discussing it. And if they say, well, we flying the same plane, I don't see you got there before me. Do not explain yourself. You just say, oh, well, I had a good time. In my space.
I like that.
That's it. Don't argue. Don't try to explain. It's going to cost you grief. Allow yourself it. Be excited for you. Change the conversation. And I tell you this because I had to do it once. I was traveling with a bunch of us, but that's where we lied. I was not arguing. We came out. We got here together, Caren. Why are you like this? I'm like, I'm not like anything. I just had a good time. Eventually, she's like, I'm going to do it the next time we travel. I said, good girl, let's do it. You could afford it. I know you could. You just didn't want to. Let's do it. And then she did it, and then she loved it. And now we talk about it. She just didn't know she could do it. She didn't think she could do it. And she had to experience it that way to want to do it. If I had told her, she was going to explain why it doesn't worth it. But after seeing and experiencing me experience it, she wanted it. And so she did it. So this is doable, guys. Don't get all mad with people with your excitement. That's going to offend some people too, by the way, when you're all terribly excited. A lady said to me a long time ago on Instagram, she goes, Karen, how come you're always so happy? Like, she literally messaged me. I was like, what? I was like, why am I not happy? I woke up this morning. Are you kidding me? I got potential opportunities.
There is so much to be happy about. There are so many things we take for granted. And one of them was the activity of our limbs, the activity of my hands. And my hand was doing something different one morning. And I realized, oh my gosh, I am excited about the fact that the use is restored. You know what I mean?
Yes. You gotta be excited. You gotta be happy. You gotta be happy. When my business was at the top, this right hand had gotten so swollen. I got up one morning so swollen I couldn't move it, and I said, my God, this is real. Like, this is real. This is happening to me. I mean, I was really blessed that the people that work for me just come in and just work my shift, their shift, and everything. And we were ready for the set, because we had a lot of wholesalers that bought from us that come early and pick up. And the hand was in pain. My grandmother prayed on the hand and she gave it a good massage. And she says, Karen, I think God is telling you need a couple of days off to just rest yourself.
Okay.
And so I did, and it was restored, just like Terry's saying. And I mean, I was so grateful, Terry, because the next couple of days, I keep looking at my hand. I said, but look at this.
Exactly. It gives us a reality check, doesn't it?
Yes.
About really important and what we should be excited about.
Yes, yes. So, guys, when you set in a goal, be as excited as possible. Get the things down pat that I talk about. Write them out. Be in the moment. The things that feel like it's stumping you, twirl around. Remember when you were like 4 or 7? What do you used to do? How would you enjoy? Skip across the ocean. Me and my granddaughter hug up down the road and skip to school some morning. We didn't have rain boots. We need to get some because she says, "Grandma, we didn't splash in this puddle today." I said, "Girl, Grandma is not splashing without her boots." So we didn't splash, but just enjoy, just watch her enjoy that. She's telling me, she said, "Grandma, we always walk to school, but you should drive me someday." I said, "I'm not driving you because it's too hip and a scop away. We are walking." She goes, "You're right." She's trying to get a little ride because my husband would drive her over. It's not far, Terry. You walk through the park and there's the school. But I love it that she's excited for either one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think this is where we miss it, when we don't recognize the joy in what we do and what we do for others, how it makes them feel.
Yes.
I know that when I see someone in my cover-ups, their face is so different. Even when they try it on, it's just like you could see the difference in how they feel about themselves. It makes you smile, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. My mom put on that. We bought something from you, and you'd send that special little throw. Mom wore it, I don't know, a couple months ago to her friend, a little function, and she's like, "Can you remember this?" And she was busy posing. I said, she goes, "Terry." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
And that her face looked different.
Yes, she was so fresh and smiling. She's like, "Every time I put it on, I just feel so nice in it."
I'm so happy because that's what makes me excited. You were talking about doing something that makes you excited.
Yes.
Seeing the looks on these ladies' faces when they enjoy the product of my gift. It just
Oh, for sure, because it took us a while ago we bought that, and Mom is still reeling from when she put it on. She just smiles big. She says it just blends right in. It's like she knows me. She says to me, "It fits anything I wear."
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it.
Yes, that's the beauty of it, and that's what you want to do, guys. Don't get into a business only because I'm here about money, but the business you choose, you got to be excited so people around you could be excited about it and want to do it.
Yes.
And want to be there, whether it's jewelry, no matter what it is. I remember this girl was selling just these little simple jewelry, but she was always so happy to make them, present them, and sell them that people just want to buy them.
There you go.
You just want to buy them. So whatever you're selling, whatever you're doing, if sales are low, check in to see what you're doing, where your plans are. What was your goal for this business when you started? Because not only the starters, you're in there and you're like diving and you're doing all sorts of things, but you're not going back to, why did I build this? Why did I do this? What am I doing this for? What's important to me? And if you're at a spot where you can start hiring people to get some of the things that doesn't excite you anymore, that is okay. Do it.
There you go. Oh my goodness. We haven't even touched this subject, but we're gonna, oh my gosh. I tell you, there is something that really does happen when you're operating in your gift.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to get a little taste. We're going to be talking about writing everything down and how to do that structure-wise. And then we're going to talk about step 3. We're going to talk about charts and work and study. I'm going to do a share screen when I'm doing to the charts and that part so you could actually see it. And the write down, probably do some of that, for the next couple of weeks, just so we can see how to get things flowing and going. And guys, screenshot it, look at it, do it, get moving with it. Don't be sitting on this info, okay? All right.
There you go, guys. We just want you to know that if you're looking to get in touch with Coach Caren, that you can actually go to this link. I'll make sure I'm clicking on the right one. Screenshot that. And make an appointment with Coach Caren. Maybe you need help identifying your gift. Maybe you need help just figuring out what are you really excited about, because
Mhm.
you haven't had anybody you can really talk to about it.
Yes,
Okay, who's just as excited about it as you are.
exactly.
So come on, guys. Don't blow this opportunity. Remember, you can find Coach at Profits in Daily, and she's on Facebook and she's also on Instagram. You can find Coach Caren Fern
Yes.
all the way from Toronto, Canada. Coach, we just want to thank you for all that you do. You come in and pour into our biz chicks, and we just appreciate you so much.
Likewise.
Guys, this is a trusted source. You can have confidence in Coach Caren. And so, Coach, we wish you the best of everything. And we want to say to those of you watching live and on the replay, thank you for your time. If you want to become a part of the Biz Chicks community, simply text Biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. We'd
Yes.
love for you to share with our community what it is you do and how you serve and what
Yes.
is it you're excited about.
Yes.
Okay, everyone. Coach, we thank you again for all that you do. And we just want to say, hey, have a great day, everyone. And thanks again, Coach.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate you. Bye bye, everyone.